Hello and welcome to the Anime Menace Reacts, where we react to the newest chapters of MHA and One Piece this week. Only MHA this week, no One Piece this week.
That's fine because Oda needs the break.
Oh, to this break, I'm joined with my co-host on here, Skeletani.
Yeah, you already know who it is, so I'm not even gonna bother saying hi.
um, Taco cannot join us for this. Um,
Shame.
Next week's chapters, I know there is a One Piece chapter next week. When we get to the end of this chapter, we'll see if there's a MHA next week. But
Might not be though.
there will not be any reaction videos for next week's chapters. We do have other videos that we pre-recorded to post next week, so there's still content available, new content available to watch. Because we are taking an off week of all videos next week due to myself being out of town and my
There's
laptop not up to par with streaming and recording videos.
there's no date for a chapter next week, so probably not.
All right. Well, with that said, we're on chapter 407, An Exceptional Child. And it looks like we're starting off at some sort of backstory with some random person.
Yep. See what I mean? Like I had to double check I was in the right series because
Whoa,
this is like what
whoa, wait, whoa! I see what you mean.
like see like it's so different.
Um,
Like what?
so the first line of the chapter is, for about a year, the sex worker had been suffering from hardened growths on her left arm. Are you sure this is MHA?
That's what I was saying, bro. Like what?
I mean, it says My Hero Academia on that panel, and it says Kohei Horikoshi.
Yeah, but
But are you
just like look,
sure?
just looking at the first three panels we have here, it's like, wait, that's my hero. Hold on, let me check.
How
All
are
right,
you not
where does this
aware of a
connect?
pregnancy for the first 8 months?
Exactly. Like it's crazy. And her unstable lifestyle wasn't the only reason for that. She simply couldn't feel what had taken up residence in her uterus and had begun sapping away her very life force. So I think that gives away who it's supposed to be.
I'm guessing All for One.
I'm pretty sure. Because, I mean, who else could it be in
Yeah.
My Hero? Like, who else is that evil?
And it's twins.
Gave birth to twins on the riverbank before dying on the spot. And for some reason, the growths on her arms completely vanished. Wow.
The two
What?
babies were alone in the world. Right around when the rats showed up to gnaw on the newborns in their mother's corpse, the flooding river swept the babies away. 1 year later, news of the glowing baby was the first of many worldwide reports of emergent meta abilities.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That means this is the start of quirks.
Was All for One and his brother the first wielder of One for All the first quirk users? If that's so, then All for
That
One's
makes
old as
sense.
shit.
Very. It would make a lot of sense, but the thing is why would there be hardened growths on his mother? That's just
I
weird.
don't know.
Don't you think?
So this is a short chapter as well. It's 14 pages.
These meta abilities didn't only present at birth; they had also started to present after the fact in young people throughout puberty.
One research group looking into the matter hypothesized that a novel disease was to blame. They announced those with meta abilities were a sub-branch of humanity with new genetic factors.
Interesting.
The declaration was reckless and premature. People are social organisms, so the statement divided them and added fuel to the chaos to come.
Oh my god! So this was like mad segregation then.
Yeah.
Like this was full on calling them
All right.
subhuman.
All
What it
right. So
looks.
far,
Yeah,
so far, you cannot tell me that Horikoshi did not sit down and talk to Oda.
or at least somebody. Like this is so vastly different from My Hero.
The whole segregation and the false news is a
Yeah.
staple in One Piece. With Big News Morgan saying whatever sells,
See.
and the segregation between fishmen and humans. And not to mention the survivor of Ohara. As I see, got to be the same ones the demon.
It's demonstrators.
Oh, demonstrators. Okay, I see that now.
Yeah, I thought it said I was like demonstrators. What the heck? No, demonstrators
Oh,
makes a lot of
okay.
sense.
But still,
Yeah, it's still like wow, they're literally calling everyone here meta freaks. It's like wow, that is
just
nasty.
like a lot of humanity calls fishmen and merfolk freaks.
Just how the celestial dragons call everyone beneath them.
Freaks. That's another
Yep.
segregation to Tenryubito and the rest of the world.
Yeah. Let me get a who's there, and look who it is. Wow,
That's
can't
all
tell
for
who that
one.
is.
That's all for
All
one.
for one, an exceptional child. Feel bad, but leave them be. Kids are more likely to be carriers, and then a spike of some kind through their heads.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Whoa. Whoa.
Um, Berserk much?
Wait, whoa, look. This was the meta ability he had stolen from his mother. So he unconsciously, as a baby, stole the power from.
Child was imbued with hubris and disrespect for others from the moment of his birth.
Oh my
He viewed
god.
all within reach as his own possessions. Those who wouldn't turn to look when he cried and screamed, those who wouldn't provide him with anything, he viewed with utter distrust as he's eating his own mother's
He's,
flesh.
that is disgusting. What is wrong? And look what he's doing to these people in this panel here. He's murdering them in cold blood.
Do you think Horikoshi just finished reading Berserk?
Bro, he read something, probably Berserk. With the way that panel before with his,
Oh my god. With his mother's
and
quirk.
then with his mother's corpse too. Yeah, like that's just gnarly.
Oh, that's his mother's quirk that he killed them all with.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like it is gnarly. And then we have,
He's beating up some delinquents. Someone
yep,
throws a can at him. And it's his brother,
younger twin. Yeah,
the first wielder of One for All.
most of the nutrients provided by their mother were stolen by the older twin, leaving the younger twin small and frail. The boy's smaller sibling provided him with nothing in particular. Still, the latter was one of his possessions, and not one he would readily relinquish.
As he's just kicking him.
Well, yeah, but then again, he sees him as property, so that's probably why.
Amongst. Jesus, that's such small text. Gotta zoom in.
Amidst the growing societal divide, that original glowing baby, now grown, has taken a stand and is calling for the return to a peaceful, safe society. This leader gains more supporters by the day.
Are you thinking like Destro?
It would make sense, but I
It
don't
would
think
make
it's him.
sense if it would be Destro.
It would.
Because
It would
remember,
make sense too.
Destro was a leading figure at the beginning of the meta abilities. That's where Destro got his inspiration from.
But it said the glowing baby. So I think that's referring to what's his name? All for One.
Maybe All for One in his youth was the original Destro.
Could be. Because if we keep reading, um, the younger twins reading comics, and then he says he wants to be a hero like the guy in the comics. The younger twin still hadn't completely given up on his older brother.
In his faint memories, he recalled that hand and wanted to believe that his brother's grip had been gentle and kind. 3 years later. Apparently, the famous glowing baby reached 10 million supporters. Weird, right? I mean, why them? Just because they were officially the first one in the record books? So it's not All for One.
Oh, it wouldn't be.
He's not the glowing baby.
Two weeks ago in India, 50 babies were born with abilities.
That glow on you, he stole the
He
quirk.
stole the
He stole the quirk.
How they managed to rally so many of them?
It was Destro.
Had to have been, yeah.
So All for One stole Destro's quirk.
Why? Remember what the comic book said? One for all and all for one. Words to live by. The hero had to
That's how
hide
they
his
name
identity.
their quirks.
Multitude. While everyone paid tribute to the wicked demon lord out of fear. Just as you were inspired, I now want a world that exists for my sake of mine alone. I've found my own dream. Oh my god.
And after I granted you a power of your own, hey, who are you? Get away from him.
That one's mine. Hey, look at me. If you refuse to be mine, then enough of this. And he killed the first user. He killed his twin.
Is that meant to be him, or is that meant to be the second user?
So what I this is remember what he said? How he hated the second user?
Yeah.
This is probably why. Because he was taking away his brother.
Yeah.
And that's probably where he got the inheritance from. Was
So
from his
that
brother.
has to be the second user right there.
Has to be.
And that's the end of chapter.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
What the fuck?
That
And yeah, no break week next week. No chapter next week.
I hate that.
So
I hate it a
we're
lot.
left. Who would have guessed we would get All for One's fucking backstory this week?
And who would have guessed it would have been this?
Like, I figured we'd get something with the second wielder because of the way 406 ended.
But then they jump into most likely
into
why
the
he
start of their
hates,
lives and the start of the meta abilities.
and most likely the reason why he hates the second wielder is because he stole the one thing he wanted and wanted alone.
Yeah. Wow.
And now we also know what One for All's dream is. To have a
Yeah.
world that solely exists
World
for him.
domination.
Which we can kind of see that in previous instances, but this makes it so clear. He literally just wants the world.
Wow. That was. I'm speechless.
Insane.
I'm speechless.
The fact this took the course of what, like
14 pages.
I even was going by time frame for like how fast they grew up because it looks like
It went from infants to.
so we had babies to 1 year later. They are he is looks like a tiny child, and then it goes to he is still a tiny child. Boom. Now he's like an adolescent here.
3 years later,
And then 3 years after that, he's like an adult sized.
they
So it's
both
impossible to
are.
full. It's impossible to truly get a full like timeline here, but it looks like it's only been 4 or 5 years.
And they already look like they're full grown adults.
It's probably because what do you say? The power he after I get into the power of your own, that's probably what caused him to age up. He's probably with stealing the quirks. He's probably been aging up, which is why he'd
Probably.
be so disfigured in the present, like
And
before
why,
the war,
since he's losing quirks because of the whole transition to Shigaraki, he's getting younger.
coming young again. That makes a lot of sense. That's also why Shigaraki looks so much older now too. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the one for all is the more quirks you have, the more aged you are.
That's crazy.
That is insane. But then all for no, that's all for one, and then one for all, it's like it's a strand of all for one,
That's, oh my god.
which would explain why it keeps
I don't even know where the
previous
next
methods of
chapter is going to go.
quirks. It no clue. Like it leaves on a cliffhanger, but also like one that has no clear path forward.
Like,
It's a literal cliff. It is the literal cliffhanger. Where do we go from here? That's insane.
let us know what y'all think down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Pick up some Rogue Energy. Use code the Madness 5 at checkout. Get yourself 5% off. Enjoy the rest of this week's content. We have... What do we have scheduled this week? We got the best season 2, episode 11 of the Anime Madness podcast, best ecchi, and we also have AOT/ranking wormhole as well. This upcoming Saturday and Sunday, we will not be live at all. We're basically having a break week. No One Piece reaction next week, unfortunately, even though there is a new chapter next week. I wish we could wait till Tuesday to react, but either way, we got some content for you guys while we take this break week that we recorded this week. Make sure you guys enjoy that. And we will see you in the videos planned in the future, of course, but we will see you on the 2nd for our next wormhole. Have a good day, and let us know where you think MHA is going to go from here, because that was completely unexpected and different.
Left field.
I was not expecting that at all. But yeah, have a good day, everybody.
Go beyond plus ultra.
Go beyond plus ultra. Trying to get the sound bit.
I'm a failure. After all that hard work.